Hello everyone, this is Saeed, Introduction to Finance, and this is our fifth lecture. How are you guys? Um, so far we have discussed how, last week we discussed how to compute present value and future value of some cash flows. And today we want to continue our discussion. I will introduce a few new formulas to you, and I will give you some examples. And uh, what else? There are a few videos that I prepared, and hopefully I will show you how to use your financial calculator today. So from today onwards, we will be using the financial calculator, Texas Instrument BA2 Plus. What else? Last night at 11 p.m. I went live because some of you text me and you were worried. I think the lighting here has some issues. You were worried about your assignment. Yeah, you are worried about your assignment, so I answered your questions in the live session. I don't expect you join my live session anytime that I go live. This was just because some of you text me and asked me some questions. I thought maybe it's better to share the answers with everyone. I have posted the video on times. Please watch it. There were some misunderstanding and miscommunication actually between about your assignment and midterm test. So I will explain more about them later during today's lecture. And let me see. Okay. So I have also prepared a few interesting videos, those that you asked me to prepare related to our topic today. So let's start today's discussion. Let me see how many are live now. 222. Still, we are waiting for, I think, around 100 students. So what I should do is randomly take the attendance. I will sort this next week randomly in different times. uh, During the lecture I should take the attendance. Anyway, so already for the first video. So as I said, for those who just joined, last week I showed you how to compute. I showed you the most important formula in finance, which is the one that you can compute present value of future cash flows based on compound interest rate. Now I want to first show you a video that I already showed you last week. So it's a recap, right? To just make sure that everyone, because some of you may have not watched the previous videos or maybe you forgot already. So one video is just the same. It's very short video. I will show it to you and then we will continue our discussion just to make sure that you understand what I mean by multiple cash flows. So let's start the first video. There are some activities we want to do today. I will talk about the midterm test. I will show you some examples. I've prepared several videos. So let's start to watch the one of the first video. So far, the examples that we have seen were based on one cash flow. Now, what if we have multiple cash flows? Look at this example. Assume that next year you will receive $1,000. In year 2, at the end of year 2, you will receive $2,000. And at the end of year 3, you will receive $3,000. Now, what is the value of present value of these future cash flows if interest rate is 10% per year? In other words, we have 3 future values and we want to compute the present value of these 3 future cash flows. It means the value of them today. So, actually there is no new formula. We still will use the previous formula that I showed you, but we need to do it 3 times. We need to use the formula 3 times. So,
I will discount all these three cash flows using the same formula that we already have seen, but one by one. So what's the present value of $1,000 that you will receive next year? The formula, as you hopefully remember, is present value is future value divided by 1 plus r power n. So now we use the formula to discount this $1,000 to the present time. So present value, I name it PV, let's say for cash flow 1, C1, okay, is $1,000 divided by 1 plus R. R is 10%, so 0.1. Power is 1. Then next one, I discount the second cash flow. I name it PV cash flow 2, present value of cash flow 2 is 2,000 US dollar divided by 1 plus interest rate, and power is 2 because you are discounting it for two periods. And the third one, present value of the third cash flow is 3,000 US dollar divided by 1 plus 0.1, and power is 3 because you are discounting it for 3 periods to the present time. Now you compute these 3, and then this plus this will give you the total present value or net present value. And if you do the calculation, present value is, so the first one, if you compute this, will be $909 plus the second one, if you do the calculation, will be 1,652.89, and the third one will be 2,253.94. And this means this plus this plus this is 4,815.93 US dollar. So the present value of these three cash flows today at the interest rate of 10% is 4,815.93 US dollar. You may use your financial calculator to do the same calculation as well, but you need to use the cash flow mode of your calculator. For more information, please watch the video on the Texas Instrument instruction.
Okay, so this video was the same that I showed you last week. So you learned how to compute the present value of several cash flows. This is called multiple cash flows, right? This means that as I said, it's the most important formula in finance. So it's very important you be very comfortable with it. As I said, this is the most important formula. So you need to memorize it. So in the final exam, if I give you all formulas, I won't give you this one. So I may give you some formulas, but this one is not among them. Memorize it, right? And it's actually easy to understand, no need to memorize. Some of you asked me about the background. The background is a TV series that I'm watching now. It's Money Heist. So I thought maybe I can share it with you too. And what else? Oh, I'm the professor, right? Yeah, I have plugged the professor. I've plugged professor. Yeah, here is the professor, and this is me. I'm professor. Okay, so last week we learned how to compute the present value of multiple cash flows. Now, today I want to show you some shortcuts. So these shortcuts will help you to compute the present value of several cash flows when there are certain assumptions, when some assumptions are met. These shortcuts are very important, and you can apply them in your day-to-day life when you get a loan, when you want to compute some, when you want to make these investment decisions. And so the whole topic will be on some shortcuts, some formulas that make life easier for you. Okay, again, for those who just joined this lecture, today I will also talk about your midterm test, and I will also share with you how to use the financial calculator. You need the financial calculator now. For the midterm test, it's okay if you don't have, up to you. But for the final exam, then you will face serious problem because it will help you a lot in answering the questions. Okay, let's go for the formulas. I want to share two new formulas with you, and these formulas will help you answer the questions faster and easier.
In the previous video, I showed you how to compute the present value and future value when you have multiple cash flows. Now, let's work on a new question. Suppose that there is an investment that will pay you $10 every year for the next 50 years. The interest rate, let's say, is 5% or 6%. So the same cash flow for the next 50 years. And we want to compute the present value of these cash flows. So how do you compute this? Based on what I already showed you, you can discount all these cash flows one by one. But of course, it takes time because there are 50 cash flows, or maybe it can be 100 or 1,000. Then you need to do it 100 times or 1,000 times. So it's very time consuming. And of course, it will be more difficult if number of cash flows are even more. So there is another case that there may be some investments that may promise to pay you the same cash flow, let's say $10, forever. So suppose there is an investment that pays you $10 forever. So how can you compute this? Yes, of course, still you can use the previous method and discount one by one, but because this is going forever, so you have to do the calculation forever. So it never ends. So this is not the solution. So how can we compute this? So there are some shortcuts, there are some formulas you may use, and they are called annuity and perpetuity. So this is a case of annuity. So the annuity formula and perpetuity formula both are derived from the same formula that you already have seen, but you need to use some time series techniques to reach to these new formulas for these special cases. But because it's not in the scope of this course, so I just show you the formula. So there are two cases. Case number one is when you have the same cash flow for limited number of periods. This is called annuity. Like this. The same cash flow, $10, $10, $10 for limited number of periods, for 50 years or 50 periods. The second scenario is when you have the same cash flow forever. We call it perpetuity. So it's the same cash flow forever. So it's going forever, the same cash flow. So for these two cases, there are some formulas that make life easier, and we want to use those formulas now. For annuity, if you want to compute the present value, a formula that you can use instead of discounting one by one, you may just use this formula. So I name it PVA, means annuity is cash flow, because the same cash flow, so it here is $10 multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus r power n, and here is r. So what is C? C is the same cash flow, the fixed cash flow that you expect to happen every period. So this is cash flow. R is the interest rate per period. Again, this is not per year, this is per period, but period can be year, of course, but not always. And N is number of periods, not number of years, number of periods. And again, period can be year, or it can be day, or it can be month, or whatever. So you can compute the present value using this formula easily. What about for perpetuity? The formula is very easy to memorize. The formula for perpetuity present value is cash flow divided by R. The same cash flow, here $10, divided by interest rate per period. Right? Do we have any investment that pays us forever? Yes, we have. For example, we expect preferred stocks to pay us the same dividend forever. So let's say later we will discuss preferred stocks in future topics, but assume that a preferred stock pay you $10 dividend, so you expect to receive this $10 forever, and suppose interest rate is 10%, you just divide 10 divided by 0.1, so it will, the present value will be $100. For perpetuity, there's no point to compute the future value because it's going forever. There is no future value to stop there. But for annuity, we can compute the future value of annuity again using a formula. It's cash flow divided by R1 plus R power n minus 1. Right. So this is the formula you can use to compute the same cash flows that happen for limited number of periods. And C here is cash flow, the same cash flow, interest rate per period, and number of periods. We may use these formulas a lot, especially this one when we want to compute the bond price, and both can be used when you want to compute stock price later.
I just shared with you two important formulas. These two formulas are two shortcuts when you have multiple cash flows, but you need to make sure that the assumptions are met. For annuity, the assumption is the same cash flow. There are several cash flows and all are the same amount for limited number of periods. For example, 10 periods, 20 periods. This is annuity. Otherwise, you cannot use annuity formula. And for perpetuity, it's the same cash flow going forever. So both of them, the formulas can be applied when you have the same cash flows. But for annuity, it should be for limited number of periods. For perpetuity, it should go forever. Right. Now I want to just show you a few examples, and then I will show you how to use your financial calculator after each example. And yeah, there are more I have prepared for today's class. Okay, let's see the, okay, guys, let me know whether you are watching today's class alone or with your friends, family members. Last week, you text me that some of you text me that you are watching it with your mothers. Now I want to know whether, because I have prepared a few things I want to share with you later. So I need to know whether you are watching this session alone or with your family members, with fried chicken. Okay, alone. Okay. Those who are watching with grandma, Edward, take a picture of your grandma and yourself watching today's class, post on IG and tag me. Oh, also with your cat, yeah, please. Doggy, yeah, do the same. Good friend, alone, forever alone. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you are watching with your wife, oh, who is it? Clement, you're married? Okay, if you are watching today's class with anyone, please take a picture and post on your IG, Instagram, and tag me. Okay, Simon, you have a wife, you're married? Granddad, Steven. Yeah, guys, so don't forget to tag me. I really need these photos. So take a picture of yourself and whoever, your dog, cat, friends, family members, or whatever. Maybe you are eating some uh, snack or maybe chicken. Take a picture and post on Insta and tag me with your lion. Yeah, 10. So 10, are you in a jungle? Okay, this is one thing. So I'm waiting for to see with your dragon. Okay, so I'm not sure what you have consumed before the class. Bong, um, your grandson, very good. Uncle Jia son. Uh, okay, guys. So let's. So I'm waiting for your photos. Tag me on your IG. You see, I learned that another name, the cool name for Instagram is IG. So now let's work on an example. I have prepared an example. Later, I have a few interesting things to share with you. Your stepsister, yeah, I want to see the photos, right? So tag me. When we reach to 300 plus viewers, then I will show you some interesting videos. And don't leave this class because I want to talk about your midterm tests and a few other things. So if you are ready, I want to share the next video, which is an example on annuity. So yeah, are ready? 3, 2, 1.
You plan to pay $632 per month for a new car. The financing rate is 1% per month for 48 months. How much can you borrow? So let's draw the timeline. T0 means now, T1, T2. This is for 48 months. So T48. And you can pay $632 per month. The same amount for 48 months. And the financing rate or interest rate is 1% per month. So now, how can compute the present value? Why present value? This is a story that we have seen a lot in our life. You want to buy a car and the bank requires you to pay $632 per month for the next 4 years. So this means how much you can borrow. Means we want to compute the present value of these cash flows. Means the bank lend you the present value amount, so it will lend you some money. Then in return, you have to pay back $632 for the next 4 years every month. And the bank, in this case, apparently is charging you 1% per month. So we want to know how much we have borrowed or how much we can borrow if we want to pay this amount. This means it will be the present value of these future cash flows. Now, the first thing is always when you want to answer the questions, identify the period. Here, as you can see, the period is not year anymore. The period is month because you will be charged 1% per month and it will be compounded. So period is month. So the formula, whatever formula, any formula you want to use, will be per month. Now, what formula can we use here? Of course, we still can discount all these future cash flows one by one, but it may take a lot of time because you need to do it 48 times. So instead, we use annuity formula. Why? Because it's the same cash flow for limited number of periods. 632 US dollar for 48 periods. So it's a very clear case of annuity. So let's use annuity formula. Present value of annuity is C R 1 minus 1 plus R power n. And present value is $632. Interest rate is 1%, so we write 0.01. And 1 minus 1 plus 0.01. And power is 48. Because in this formula, R is interest rate per period. N is number of periods, and period here is month. So interest rate per month, number of periods is 48. And if you compute, it will be 23,999.54 US dollar, or you can round it up to 24,000 US dollar. So if you borrow $24,000 to buy a car, and if the bank is supposed to charge you 1% interest rate, this means you have to return 632 US dollar per month for the next 4 years. So this was an annuity case, and you may use your financial calculator to do the calculation, but I suggest you refer to the videos on how to use financial calculator. But here I briefly show you what you need to enter into the calculator. For this case, there is we want to compute present value, and we have 1, 2, and 3 parameters. So n, so there's one button n in your calculator. So n is 48, and then we have r in your calculator. It's I over y, means interest rate, and here is 1%. So when you use a calculator, no need to enter interest rate in decimal points. So just write 1 and key in 1, and then what else? C means the same cash flow in this case, means payment. In the calculator, Texas Instrument BA2 Plus, the button is labeled as PMT. So for PMT is 632. And then CPT means compute. Compute what? Compute present value PV. Then you press CPT and PV. So for more information about how to use the calculator, please refer to the video on the financial calculator.
Okay, I just showed you how to use annuity formula. So there is something important about these formulas that I'm sharing with you, and it's all these formulas that I will share with you this semester. In all of them, the formulas have been developed based on the per period. They are all per period. Means if there is any interest rate, the interest rate is per period. If it's number of period, if it's n, this n is number of periods. So the first thing you need to do is to identify the period, whether it's a month, is a year, is a quarter, and then then you compute all interest rate or n, all parameters per period, and enter into the formula. So later I will use my financial calculator to show you how to do although I showed you a brief explanation in the video, but I will show you with more detail how to use your financial calculator. Or maybe I can show it to you now if you want. Okay, let me see what else we have. So when you feel that you need a break, then I can talk about the midterm test with you, and I can share a few more videos with you which are fun. then we will have real fun. So okay, let me have a look at the chat box. Yeah, we have reached to 300 viewers. So what I can do now is, do you want, let me go to the chat box. Do you want to see one of those videos, extra videos that I prepared for you? Those fun videos. If you want, write yes. If you want to watch a short, extra video that I've prepared, those fun videos, write yes in the chat box. And so, okay, good. So I will share one of the videos. So what's today's topic about? You need to keep this in mind. What is today's topic? What we are talking today? Today, I'm sharing some shortcut with you, because in the case that you have several cash flows, when you have several cash flows, it's time consuming to compute the present value, right? Or future value. You need to, let's say if it's present value, you need to compute the present value of each cash flow one by one. So if there are 100 cash flow, like for example, suppose you want to buy a car, you get a loan, and this loan is a 5-year bond, sorry, 5-year loan. This means every month you have to pay, let's say 1,000 ringgit, right, installment. This means that 1,000 ringgit will be paid to the bank for 5 years, each year 12 months, means 60 periods. So if you want to compute the value of this loan today, you need to discount 60 cash flows. But instead, we can use annuity formula. So it's a shortcut, right? Yeah, actually, I agree with you, Jin Yang, Lim Jin Yang. Yeah, shortcuts. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I have short hair today. I cut my hair last night. I hope you like it. Anyway, so the concept of today's class is I want to show you how to save time using these formulas. So let's watch the first video I prepared. So if you saw anything interesting, first of all, if you're watching these videos with anyone, family members, friends, dog, cat, pet, dragon, please take a photo, just a casual photo, take a photo and post on your IG or on your Instagram and tag me, right? Tag me on your story and tag me. I want to see them. And if you saw anything interesting, again, please take a picture, capture the screen and post on Insta, IG, and tag me again, right? So during the class, I will check the Insta. And any question, please write here. Okay, let me have a look at the chat box. So midterm topics, please. Okay, I will talk about midterm later. The professor had a haircut. Yes. Please. Okay. Okay. So let's watch the first video. The results of a study in the US showed that people on average spend around 67 minutes on eating and drinking in a day. This means that you may spend around 170,000 minutes of your life on just eating and drinking in your whole lifetime. And this always has been a concern for me, because I don't want to waste my time on eating and drinking, because I have a lot of other things to do, like preparing online material for you. So today I want to show you a life hack to reduce your eating and drinking time. Now, what is the fastest food in the world? You would say fast food. And among different types of fast foods, I think everyone agrees that McDonald's is one of the fastest fast food.
but still you may need around 15 minutes to spend to finish your Mac burger, right? But today I want to show you how you can reduce this eating time to less than 1 minute. So I want to show you today how to eat the fastest fast food faster. For today's lunch, I've ordered some mac chicken and some drink and some fries. I have some fries. And this is my mac chicken. And here I have my drink. Okay, so what you need is a blender. This is my mac chicken and some fries. I don't eat too much fries because it's not healthy. And of course, some drink. I'd like to add some chili sauce as well. Okay. Okay, my lunch is ready and let me taste it. Delicious. Okay. The taste was good. It was a mixture of burger, drink, and all those I could clearly I could taste them in the shake. So let's call this burger McDonald's burger shake. So this was a trick to reduce your eating and drinking time. So it was like a shortcut, right? And today I'm sharing some shortcut formulas in finance. So it's the same thing. We are just saving time, right? So hope you liked it. Don't try it at home. I'm just worried that if you try and then you vomit. But honestly, the taste was okay. So let's have a look at the chat box. Chansey, yeah, I can't believe what I saw just now. Don't lie. So what do you mean by don't lie? Next time try Domino Pizza fasting. So yeah, it's fasting time for Muslims. So please do it if you want. I don't do it, but if you want after your after breaking your fast and then okay. So now what I want to do is I want to, yeah, kids should not watch this. I believe that you're all adults. So what I want to do now is to share with you how to use your financial calculator. And so I hope everyone already have a Texas Instrument BA2 Plus financial calculator because we will be using it a lot this semester. But before I share it with you, I want to make sure everyone has, I don't know. Yeah, you lost your appetite. Yeah, okay, good. What I want is, I will show you one more video, one more example. I will show you how to compute, let's say, the
let's say the PMT means, I'm sorry, the payment, uh, uh, the fixed payments, right? Let me show you how to compute the fixed payments using the annuity formula. And then in the meantime, make sure that you have your financial calculator yourself, because we want to use it now. We want to use it. So after this example, I want to use the financial calculator, and I want everyone to follow my instructions. So make sure that you have your financial calculator with yourself during the lecture. What else? Let me check my notes here. Yeah. And then I will talk about the midterm test as well. So guys, are you ready for the next example? If you are ready, I want to show you how to compute. You don't have Texas Instrument? You have different one. Actually, I think Texas Instrument, you should be able to, I don't know, maybe in, but I think it's the same financial calculator, the same brand in all countries, but maybe you don't have access to it, it's okay. But I will show you how to use this calculator, Texas Instrument BA2 Plus. Okay, guys, I need to show you one more example, and I found it. Yeah, it's here. So let's watch this, and then make sure you have the financial calculator. I want to show you how to use it.
Suppose you want to borrow 20,000 US dollar for a new car. You can borrow 8% per year. It means you can borrow at 8%. It means at interest rate. It is the interest rate per year. Compounded monthly. Oh, this is important, right? This shows what the period is month. It's not year. If you take a 4-year loan, what your monthly payment is. So this is a case of annuity because it's the same, it's a car loan and it's the same payment every month for limited number of periods. As you remember, for annuity cases, it should be the same cash flow for limited number of periods. And here is a 4-year and it's paid monthly. So you can draw the timeline. It starts here. It goes to 48 months because 4 years. 4 years, each year 12 months means 48 months. And it's 8% per year interest rate, and you borrow $20,000 today. So the bank, for example, will pay you $20,000 today to buy the car, and then you need to pay back the bank over the next 48 months. And the interest rate, the bank will charge you with 8% per year. The first thing we noticed is compounded monthly. So the formula should be written in per month. I mean, the period is month. So the formula for annuity is, as you remember, is present value of annuity is cash flow multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus R over N. This is the formula for annuity. Here we already have $20,000, which is the present value. And we want to find payments. We want to find the cash flow, the fixed cash flow. We don't know what is the monthly payment we need to pay. And then, okay, let me bring this up. And then here 1 minus 1 plus interest rate. What is the interest rate? 8%, but per year. As you remember, these formulas are per period, means R is interest rate per period, not per year. N is number of periods, not number of years. And here period is month. So interest rate should be interest rate per month. It's per year. So 8 should be divided by 12, and then we should write it in decimal points. So instead, I will first compute it. Okay, so the interest rate per is 8 divided by 12, and 8 divided by 12 is 0.666, okay, 7. So now this is the interest rate per month, right? Interest rate per month. So I need to write it in decimal point. So it's 0.0. So this 0.6 will be written like this, because you remember in the formula you need to write in decimal points. So this is 0.666%. So the percent means it's 0. You need to divide it by 100, right? 0.00667. So I wrote the same here. And here I rounded it to 667. Yeah, here is 6667. It's the same. Yeah, almost the same. So then the power is how many periods? 48 periods divided by 0.00667. And then you need to compute C, right? If you do the calculation, C will be 488.26 US dollar. Means every month you have to pay 488 US dollar for the next 48 month, and this means you can borrow $20,000 today. You may use the financial calculator as well. For using the financial calculator, so we want to here find C, right? We want to find C. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters. We need to key in 3 of them to find the 4th one. So what are the 3 parameters we need to key in? Of course, one is PV. So in the financial calculator, there is a button called named PV. PV, you press. You need to key in for PV 20,000, and then for R means interest rate. In the calculator, the button is labeled as I over Y, and you just need to key in percentage, right? So it's 0.667. No need to convert it into decimal point like this. So just write enter 0.667. Then for N, okay, I will write it here. N, you press N, and for N it's 48. Okay, we already entered these 3, and then press CPT, then press PMT. PMT means payment, fixed payment, the fixed payment that you need to pay, the same cash flow that you need to pay. And if you do the calculation, you will get the same answer. So for more information about the financial calculator, refer to the video on financial calculator Texas Instrument BA2+.
Okay. So far I have just shown you some examples of annuity formula. And what's annuity formula? Again, when you have several cash flows, all the same amount, limited number of periods, you can use annuity formula to compute present value, future value of these cash flows based on the interest rate and number of periods. So the formula has 4 parameters, right? Number 1 is present value, and then it's the cash flow, which is the same for all periods, then number of periods, and then interest rate to compute the PV. So I may give you this the question using the same formula in different forms. I may ask you to compute the present value, or I may ask you to compute the N, or maybe interest rate. So when you use the financial calculator, the interest rate must be in its normal form. For example, if it's 2% interest rate, you just key in 2 in your financial calculator. But if it's a formula and you want to use the formula, you need to key in 0.02. Just keep this in mind. Later, I will again, as I said, show you. Actually, I just decided to show you how to use the financial calculator after I showed you one more example on computing the number of periods, and then how to compute the future value using the same formula. So guys, we are just using the same formula, just different forms, right, of the same formula, which is annuity. Now, There are a few other things again for those who just joined. We want to discuss about the midterm test, the assignment, and also I want to show you how to use the financial calculator. So let me know. No need to let me know anything. What I want to do is I want to first show you. Yeah, I want to show you. So it may take just 6 minutes to show you how to compute n. Then I want then one more 4 minutes, and then we will discuss further about the things that I mentioned. I have prepared a few more videos as well. I will share them with you. So what to share? Okay, let's watch this video and I will prepare my financial. Some of you mentioned that you have not received the financial calculator yet. It's okay. I will just show you how to use it, and because it's related to today's topic. Later, when you receive your financial calculator, practice. So watch this video. I will talk to you later.
You have $1,000 on your credit card outstanding, but you can afford payment of only $20 per month. Card interest rate is 1.5% per month. How long does it take to pay off the $1,000? So the first thing you need to pay attention to is here the period is month, because the interest rate is 1.5% per month and you're paying monthly, so the period is very clear that it's month. So the formula that we will write should be adjusted per month. And this is a case of annuity because it's the same cash flow. You want to pay the same amount every month, every period. So it's as this is same cash flow for limited number of periods, we will use annuity formula. So let's write the annuity formula here. Present value of annuity is cash flow, interest rate 1 minus 1 plus r power n. So you want to, so this means you want to pay some money, $20 per month. So the $20 per month is the fixed constant cash flow. So it's C, right? So C is $20. And then 1 minus, okay, again, let me write this. 1 over 1 plus R. R is interest rate per period. As you remember, this formula is per period. R is interest rate per period. N is number of periods. So what is the interest rate per period? Interest rate per month is 1.5%. So 1 plus, but we need to write it in decimal point because it's percent. So it's 0.015 and here 0.015. And what is the power? Power is number of periods, and we want to compute it. So I write n here. And we will pay $20 per month to pay off this $1,000 debt. So now we have $1,000 debt, but in the future we want to pay $20 per month to pay it off. So this is present value and this is the cash flow. Now you can compute n, and if you compute n, I have already computed it. Okay, let's first write here n equals. So how to compute? Yeah, it's a bit complicated if you are not really good in math. So you need to bring these two here, and because we want to compute the power, so we need to use ln function. So I write ln. It's not a person, right? It's ln. So I write ln of 1 over 0.25 divided by ln of 1.0.1. Okay, if you compute, it's 93.11 month. It's a bit difficult, right? This part. if you are not good in math, this is a bit difficult. Okay, there is another solution. You may use your financial calculator. I will show you how to use the calculator. Actually, if you want to know the details of how to use financial calculator, Texas Instrument BA2 Plus, you need to watch those videos on the financial calculator. But here, simply, I will tell you about the parameters you need to key into the calculator to compute this. So for these cases, as you can see, there are 4 parameters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to key in 3 of them to get the 4th one. And here we want to find n. So we key in R, C, and present value to get n. So in the calculator, we have a button for present value, and you need to key in 1000. We have a button for interest rate, is labeled as I over Y. And we need to key in 1.5, and we have PMT. There is a button labeled as PMT. It's cash flow or payment. It's payment, so it's 20. Then you press compute and n. We want to compute n, and then you will get 93.11 month, which means it's 7.75 years, right? But later try, if you key in 1000, 1.5, 20 into the calculator, you will get an error. Why? Watch the video on Texas Instrument BA2 Plus, how to compute it. It has been explained there. Later you will see how to properly use the calculator and to answer these type of questions. But anyway, the instruction is here. Okay. Let me tell you the secret. But please watch the video to see why you may get error. Because present value and PMT both cannot be positive. One should be negative. So here I write negative. So I key in minus 1000. Do you want to know why? Watch the video on the financial calculator. Okay.
So again, so far I have just shown you a few examples of using annuity formula. Means when you have the same cash flow for limited number of periods. Now, are you ready? Okay, first of all, please subscribe to this YouTube channel because I will be using this YouTube channel for my class, right? There won't be any other video posted on my YouTube channel. So whatever will be posted is about the subjects that I'm teaching this semester. Like last night some of you text me and you were worried about your assignment, and some of you said we cannot sleep and we need to know the answer to some of the questions. So I went live. So if you subscribe to my channel and I immediately go live, first of all, there may be extra sessions. So those extra sessions, like what happened last night, is not part of your class, right? If you like, you can join. If not, it's okay, right? And I will post a link of the video on Times as well, so you won't miss much. So if you subscribe, then when I go live, you will get a notification. So you immediately will get that I'm live and you can join the session. So now press the subscribe button. I don't know, is it difficult to press the button? No, just press the subscribe button, right? Everyone press the button. You need to subscribe. Yeah, hello, Lucian, just subscribed. Okay, congratulations. So it seems at least one is listening to my instruction. So everyone subscribe to this channel. This is only about this semester topic. So all videos that I will posted will be first of all available in my YouTube channel. Secondly, everything is about this semester classes. Okay, this is one issue, and okay, so let me check the okay. Now, there are some options available. We can discuss a bit about your assignment and midterm test, a bit, because I already discussed last week and posted the link on Times. And I also can show you one more video. And option number 3 is to discuss how to show you how to use the financial calculator. So there are 3 options. Let me know which one do you prefer now. Do you want to discuss both the assignment and the midterm briefly? Number 1. Number 2 is I can show you one more example. Number 3, show you how to use the financial calculator. So, hello Hassan, welcome to my channel. So number 1, so here write that, yeah. So number 1 is just about your midterm and your assignment briefly. Number 2 is okay. It seems most of you prefer to first talk about your assignment and the midterm test. So let's go for the midterm and assignment just briefly, because this last night I discussed this in details. So are you ready? 3. Hello, Abdurrahman Al Mahmoudi. So guys, subscribe to this channel. Yeah, when I go live, last night I went live. Those who were on my Insta, IG, some of them could get the link, because sometimes, as I said, suddenly I go live without any plan, and it can be even midnight. So at least you get the notification from YouTube, right? I cannot go live on times, but if there is a class or a session, I will post the link on times. But sometimes there are some extra things I want to share with you. So subscribe to my channel to get the notification when I go live. Subscribe, press the subscribe button on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube. Subscribe to this YouTube channel again. Okay, hello. I cannot read the names in Chinese, Mandarin, I don't know. Okay, if you're ready, let's discuss. So subscribe to my channel, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Now let's discuss a bit about the assignment just briefly. Okay, so I want to talk about your midterm test and the assignment. We discussed last night a bit, and I posted the link on Times. There are a few things I want to highlight here as well. Number 1 is any question about your assignment, you need to talk to your tutor. The reason is because I have so many students, around 400 students, and I cannot answer your questions if they are specific, if they are detailed questions about your assignment, right? How to compute this, whether it's correct or not, I cannot. I have received so many messages. I can later share a screen capture of, share my Insta IG with you to see how many messages I got. It's impossible for me to go through your calculation and tell you what to do or answer your detailed questions. So please ask your tutor. Number 2, there is a miscommunication here because, for the date of the midterm test and final exam. What happened is I prepared the material for this subject before the semester in March. The new semester was supposed to start in March, right? But because of the MCO, we postponed the new semester for 2 weeks, right? No one expected it. No one could predict that MCO would happen, coronavirus, and MCO would happen in Malaysia or many other countries. So some material that are on times are still based on the assumption that the new semester start in March. For example, if you check the file of the assignment that I posted on Times, the deadline for the assignment is on 19th of May. But this because already had been posted before the new semester in March, right? And for some of them, I could not update them, right? For example, MI is frozen. I cannot make any changes. The MI was prepared long time ago, right? Then we had to, anyway. So let's summarize what we need to do. First, The midterm test is next week. So next week on Tuesday during the lecture, you will have a midterm test. What I can do is, okay, yeah. So what you can write your questions in the chat box. So what is important to know is next week on Tuesday is your midterm test. What topics will be in the midterm test? All topics that we have discussed so far during in the tutorial classes, right? For example, today's lecture won't be in the exam because annuity and perpetuity, the tutorial questions will be discussed next week. So all topics that we have covered in tutorial classes means the last week lecture will be in the midterm test as well, right? So multiple cash flows will be in the exam, but not annuity and perpetuity. So no question from annuity and perpetuity. This is number one. There is no question from financial ratios because financial ratios will be assessed in the assignment. How to conduct the exam? I cannot 100% tell you what will happen during how to conduct the exam, but it will be online, and most of the questions will be MCQ, right? Most of the questions will be MCQ. And you don't need a financial calculator for the midterm test. You do not need a financial calculator for the midterm test. And what else? So yeah, not topic 1 to 4 because financial ratios won't be. So all topics, yeah. So 1 to 4. I can say topics 1 to 4 except financial ratios. So only 3 topics will be in the midterm test, right? And to answer your question, Zarin, no, actually no need to take a picture of your calculation and post. Later I will tell you how to do. Most of the questions are MCQ, so don't worry, easy to answer the questions in terms of the online mode. How many questions? I haven't finalized it yet, so I cannot answer this question, but there will be maybe previous time that I conducted an online exam, it was around there were around 20 questions, but I have not finalized it yet. For the time, it depends on the number of questions. So don't worry. Actually, I don't want to give you stress. I don't want to. I want everyone to be relaxed. I want everyone to enjoy this subject. So I understand that some of you may have some problems. You already shared with me. So don't worry. I will help you as much as I can. And the exam will be conducted at 2 p.m. next week during the lecture. Now, this was about the midterm test, right? For the for the assignment, what I want you is for the assignment to okay, for the assignment, the deadline for the assignment will be in week 8. In week 8. So I have already posted on Times. The assignment deadline will be on 2nd of June. Right? So good for those who started earlier. It will be on 2nd of June. Any question, ask your tutor, but I have explained how you need to answer the questions in a video that I've been posted on Times. I recorded it last night. And yeah, this is about your assignment. So any question, guys, about your assignment? So the assignment deadline is 2nd of June. Midterm test is next week on Tuesday. Okay, so this one already done, no need to discuss. Okay, so if there is no more question, what I can do is, now, everyone, there are 2 options now. Okay. For submitting the assignment, for now, what I expect you is I will share a link for Turnitin. You need to submit your assignment into the Turnitin. I will share the link around 1 to 2 weeks before the midterm test. Sorry, before the assignment deadline. You need to upload a soft copy of your assignment on Turnitin. But today, one of the tutors suggested we ask you to share it through Google Drive or something. I will confirm this with you later. But what I can tell you is relax, still you have time, but start working on the assignment now because it's 35% of your total mark. So communicate with your tutors and make sure that you have a good understanding of how to do the questions. Dave, Thomas, don't worry about lagging. I know that it won't be live. It won't be live, so there won't be lagging. And I will conduct it in the way that you won't face any problem because of the internet stability. And okay, if I give you 5 questions, then with one mistake, you will miss for what is this? Okay. Okay, guys. So let's. Okay, there are now 2 options. Yeah, 5. I was answering your question, Hang. So if there are 5 questions, and if you miss one, then 1 out of 5, 20% means you will miss 20% mark of the total mark. So now, okay, there are 2 options. Option number 1, I will give you one more example, or I can show you a video. I mean, one of those funny videos. So number 1, one more example. Number 2, one more funny video. Let me know. Let me know what to do. Number 1, I forgot what was number 1. Number 1, one more example. Number 2, one more funny video. Okay, good. So now I want to was number 1 another video? Sorry, another example. Okay, so what I can do now is there's a 4-minute video I will show you. Okay, let's go for one short 4 minutes video, and then I will show you how to use the calculator, and then one more funny video and a few more things. So let's go for video number.
Suppose you deposit $2,000 per year in a bank account. If the interest rate is 7.5% per year, assume it's per year, how much will you have in 40 years? Let me draw the timeline first. So this is today, next year, and it goes to 40 years, T40. And $2,000 per year. So let's write this one as well. $2,000, $2,000, and $2,000. So the assumption is you will deposit $2,000 per year every year in the next 40 years, and the interest rate per year is 7.5%. Now we want to know what will be the total value of your investment in year 40. First, the period is year because you are investing every year and the interest rate is compounded per year. So we will write the formula based on the assumption that period is year. Now, what is the formula? Okay, this is an annuity case because it's the same cash flow, $2,000, for limited number of periods for 40 years. So we can use annuity formula. No need to discount, no need to compound it one by one. So what is the formula for future value? The formula for future value of annuity is future value is cash flow multiplied by 1 plus R power T minus 1 and divided by R. And here C is $2,000. Then interest rate is 7 points, so 0.075 because 7.5%, so we divide it by 100. Then 1 plus 0.075 The power is 40 and then minus 1. And if you compute, the answer is 454,513.04. So if you invest $20,000 a year every year for the next 40 years, you will have 454,513 US dollar in your bank account. So it's a good saving for your retirement. You may use your financial calculator to answer the same question as well. How to use the financial calculator? Okay, you have here 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters. You need to key in 3 of them to get the 4th one. So what are the 3 parameters that you have? You have C, you have R, you have T. So C, in the financial calculator, there is a button labeled as PMT. PMT means payment, or the fixed interest or the fixed payment for the next limited number of periods. PMT should be 2,000. And next one is R. R is interest rate per period. Here period is year. So interest rate I over Y. There is a button labeled as I over Y. It should be 7.5. And then we need to use N in the financial calculator is 40. And when you key in all these data, you just press CPT and then press FV. Means compute the future value, and you will get the same answer.
Okay. Again, I have just shown you some examples of the same formula. Now, I want to show you how to use your financial calculator. And yep, I just want to show you how to use the financial calculator. But before that, I want to show you one of the shortcut videos that I have prepared for you. So it's another life hack. So be prepared. It's a very short video, just maybe 2 minutes. So it's another life hack to save time. Today we are discussing how to save time using some shortcut formulas. So I want to show you another life hack. So be prepared, and then I will show you how to use a financial calculator. Let's watch another life hack by your professor, Dr. Saeed.
How much do you spend every day on brushing your teeth? For me, I brush my teeth 3 times a day, and each time it takes around 5 minutes. So in total, every day I have to spend around 15 minutes to brush my teeth. Now, I want to show you a life hack to cut this time to half. What you need is 2 toothbrushes and 1 rubber band. You put them together and it's ready.
Okay, so you learned how to save time by my life hacks. You can share these life hacks with your friends, and also I showed you how to save time when you are calculating cash flows using the shortcut formulas that I shared with you. Now I want to share with you how to use the financial calculator for these calculations. But what I want you to do is, thank you very much. Okay, what I want you to do is if you already have received your financial calculator, Texas Instrument BA2 Plus, so please use it and follow my instruction to see whether you get the same answer or not. Okay. What else? Yeah. So I want to show you how to use the Texas Instrument BA2 Plus calculator to answer the same questions that we discussed today. So don't forget, you need to subscribe. You should subscribe to this YouTube channel. There is a button there, subscribe on YouTube. Find it. There is a button, subscribe, press. Yeah. Okay. See the same cash flow. So let's go for perpetuity.
Okay, let me show you one example on perpetuity. When you have the same cash flow forever, means the same cash flow will be the same cash flow forever, then you can use perpetuity formula to compute the present value. The present value will be cash flow divided by interest rate. The example can be a preferred stock that will pay you the same dividend forever. Suppose there is a preferred stock that pays you, let's say, $10 dividend, forever. So you expect to receive these $10 forever, and assume the interest rate or required rate of return. Required rate of return is another term for interest rate. Is the interest rate you will use is 10%. So if it's $10 dividend and interest rate is 10%, so this is the same cash flow that you will receive. So it's $10 divided by the interest rate. Interest rate here, the assumption is 10%, so it's 0.1. So this means the present value of these future cash flows that going forever is $100. Means if you pay $100, you expect to receive $10 forever every year if the interest rate is 10%.
Okay, guys. I had prepared some activities, but there is no time today for those activities. So what I can do is, okay, first, let me know if you have any question. Okay. If you don't have any question, what I can do is, okay, first, there is a Slido I have prepared, just 3 questions. Do you want to go for the Slido? And then I will take the attendance. So if you want the Slido, write yes. There are 3 questions for Slido. If no, write just attendance. So write Slido or attendance. Write in the chat box you want Slido or the attendance. Yes means what? Write Slido or the attendance. Okay, let's go for the attendance. Yeah, I know it's already too late. Okay, guys. So for the attendance, what I have done is I have prepared a Google form as usual, but next week next week is your midterm test, don't forget. So please check times. It's already on times. I have posted a link at the top of the page. Yeah, here. This is the link. This is the Google form link. So click here and fill out the form. This is the Google form. There are just some questions and fill out the form. This is for taking today's attendance. Okay, guys, if there is no question, so just make sure you fill out the form. I posted the link on times. This is for your attendance. If there's no question, I will see you next week for your midterm test. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay, take care and see you next week.